Every day, we are locked on Buckeyes. The Ohio State football team is the best team in the country, so it makes sense that we're locked on them every day. But today, for a few moments, we'll be locked on Zach Harrison because he was a dog over the weekend.
You are Locked On Buckeyes, your daily podcast on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Buckeye fans? Welcome back to another episode of Locked On Buckeyes, part of Locked On Podcast Network. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, also the host of the Jay Stevens Podcast. It is Tuesday, October 25th in the year 2022, and this episode of Locked On Buckeyes is brought to you by Sling TV. Don't miss this week's matchup between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Penn State Nittany Lions right here on Sling. Sling, the TV you love for a price you'll love. Try it today. I would also like to thank you for making Locked On Buckeyes your first listen or first watch of every single day. On today's episode, we will discuss one way CJ Stroud can improve his play before playing another game this weekend. It would be against Penn State. And then also got some news about the Big Ten and if there will be divisions in the conference on the football side of things next season. But before we get to any of that, I said it a while ago, I'll say it again. Today we are locked on Zach Harrison. Pro Football Focus rated him as the best college football player over the weekend at the FBS level. And we are locked on him because he was a dog over the weekend. I will say it once again. I said it in a post-game recap video that was on the Twitter, on the TikTok as well, at JSteven07. Zach Harrison, I have criticized him during his time at Ohio State. You may have, other people have, but you can't criticize the things he's doing right now because he is playing the best ball he has played at Ohio State during his career playing college football. And I went back and watched the film, watched the game, and saw some things, numerous things Zach Harrison was doing in different ways at different points in the game, consistently being somebody that Iowa had to know where he is, what he's doing. Is he in a 2-point stance or a 3-point stance? All the plays we're going to highlight today, Zach Harrison was at the DM position, but we all know occasionally he does bump down to D tackle. You want to know where he is, and if you don't, he will mess up your offensive plan, the offensive flow, and really disrupt anything you want to do on the offensive side of the ball. Zach Harrison, in the first quarter, he had a speed rush that it was a pressure that led to an incomplete pass. This was on third down. Now, in this play, he is outside shade of the tackle on third down at the top of your screen. And I do believe in this moment, it was just, hey, let me get around this guy on the outside. However I got to get it done, let's do it. And Zach Harrison knows he has different tools in his bag that he can consistently use. And one of them was, let me get around this tackle. The tackle was not a traditional, say, turnstile, as I have seen different tackles just widen their hips and allow the D-end to skedaddle right around him. No, Zach Harrison beat him off the line of scrimmage. Quick off the snap, quick off the ball, and next thing you know, Zach Harrison's right around him. He did not cause an interception, but he did force a punt by the Iowa Hawkeyes, which is what you want. Get off the field on third down. That's what Zach Harrison did on that play. Remember the strip sack that he had in this game on 3rd and 5? A lot of these plays are on third down. Get off the field. Zach Harrison will help you do that. Zach Harrison had a strip sack on an inside rush. And I do believe on this play, he was outside shade of the tackle once again. He went across the tackle's face on an inside rush, a little slant action there. Not slant down to the guard, but slant down from the gap he was originally in to the gap that was one slot inside him on the line. Zach Harrison, inside rush, skedaddled quickly. The tackle was no match for Zach Harrison. Zach Harrison goes in and causes a strip sack there. Another play that Zach Harrison had here. And this is one that I'm going to kind of reiterate, and discuss. I also realized there are numerous plays on my notes that I'm not going to spend time talking about, because I could talk about an outside rush and a pass rush. I could talk about an inside rush on a pass rush, an incomplete pass, a strip sack. But what about the run game? Because if Zach Harrison is the guy that is the leader, one of the leaders of the defense, and he is the one that had the highest grade of any defensive player from Pro Football Focus over the weekend, if it was only passing that he did well, and he wouldn't have a 97.5 grade out of a possible 100. Zach Harrison, another play. This one was, I believe it was second down. I believe it was second down here. And Zach Harrison was on the DN, shading him on the outside once again. Now, it was shading the tackle, but there was a tight end there. There was also a tight end offset on the line as well. So they were too tight on Zach Harrison's side. Zach Harrison, he sees, eyes up in the backfield. There is a receiver motioning from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen. That receiver goes back to the top of the screen. Jet sweep going towards Zach Harrison's way. Zach Harrison reads the play, sheds the block of the tight end that's over him, the one that was on the line, sheds that block, and then gets in the backfield and makes a tackle. I believe it was a game tackle. 2 or 3 Buckeyes were there. But Zach Harrison was a force there, and a big reason why the play was not successful. He was the first player to the ball carrier, and he had to shed a blocker to make that play happen. We can talk about Zach Harrison in the passing game and how he is a problem, either outside rush, there might be a bull rush, maybe a slant going inside, whatever it might be. There's different moves, different tools in the bag of Zach Harrison, and we're locked on Zach Harrison today because I'll say it again. He was a dog over the weekend, and the Iowa Hawkeyes had no answer for what Zach Harrison was doing on the football field when the Buckeyes humiliated the Hawkeyes of Iowa. You know what was a little bit different than Zach Harrison's play? The play of CJ Stroud. But Stroud can get better. And we have one easy way Stroud can get better this week leading into his next game. We'll discuss that next right here on Locked on Buckeyes. As everyone knows, athletes rise and fall in the ranks. But when it comes to saving money, SimpliSafe always stays on top. And right now, you can save big with SimpliSafe Home Security. They're giving listeners 40% off their advanced security system. SimpliSafe was just named the best home security of 2022 by US News. I use it. I love it. You'll love it too, because at SimpliSafe, your safety is the only thing that matters. With 24/7 professional monitoring, when a threat is detected, SimpliSafe's monitoring professionals promptly contact you and dispatch first responders to your home, even if you're away or unable to respond. 24/7 professional monitoring costs under $1 per day. That's less than half the cost of ADT's traditional professional installed plans. Our monitoring experts use proprietary response technology to visually confirm when a break-in is real, so you can get the highest priority police dispatch. Don't miss this chance to save big when you protect your home with the best. Get 40% off your order when you visit SimpliSafe.com/LockedOnCollege today. Once again, get 40% off your order when you visit SimpliSafe.com/LockedOnCollege today. Customize a perfect system for your home. Thanks again for making Locked on Buckeyes your first listen today. For your second listen today, check out Locked on Sports Today. From the games that matter the most to the biggest stories in sports, go beyond the scoreboard and behind the scenes with local experts and insights only Locked On can provide. Locked On Sports Today, available on this app, YouTube, and wherever you get your fine podcast. So I have said it, Stroud was not perfect over the weekend. Stroud had some issues with the play, figured some things out in the second half as the game kept going, and left the game with 4 touchdowns, 286 through the air, 67% completion percentage. Did throw an INT that was really bad INT. But as I went back and rewatched the film and watched the game, I talked about yesterday the competitiveness and the grit and the fire that sometimes, most of the time, Stroud does not show when he's on the field. But there's something else that I noticed in the game that's not so much the grit and the fire and things of that nature that Stroud might not be showing. It's really just mechanics, man. Now, I get it. Iowa's defense is good. Riley Moss is good. They have guys. Jack Campbell got an INT. These guys are good. I mean, you weren't playing one of the best defenses in the country over the weekend, and you didn't expect Stroud to just go out there and just perform and kill everybody. No. But what I did expect were for his mechanics to be better. We all know Stroud struggles with pressure, and we all understand that Stroud is someone that when it's time for him to step up and show out, he might not have that look in his eye. And I remember talking about it on this podcast last year with EJ Liddell on the basketball side of things. I forget what game it was at, but there was a look in his eye when I was there watching EJ Liddell, and he really propelled, and he had that, I'm going to go get this. Give me the ball, put the ball in my hand, I'm going to go get this. I have not seen that look in Stroud's eyes. I don't know if I ever will, but that's just something I have not seen with Stroud. But when it comes to the mechanics of Stroud, I think it's simple. Step into your throws. Stroud is so good at the football. He is so good at throwing the football. NFL scouts, executives, coaches, those that study the game, those that are NFL draft analysts, they marvel and some even literally drool at what Stroud does when he's on the field. I mean, it's out there. Look at the Twitter, look at the videos. There'll be tons of podcasts out over the next few sessions once the first of the year hits, describing, analyzing, dissecting, getting all the nitty-gritty nerd notes about Stroud's game, and you'll be hearing people say ooh and ah literally on these podcasts and YouTube videos describing Stroud's play. Stroud struggles under pressure. One thing that happens, your mechanics go down when there's people in your face. When there's something that's a little bit of an issue, your mechanics go down. That's literally what happens. I mean, right now, I am under the weather. I have been under the weather for a couple of days now. It's fine. After the game against Penn State, I was a little under the weather. Against Iowa, a little under the weather over the weekend. But today, this might be, while recording this might be the worst I have felt. A little head cold that has not gone away at all. So I am a little under the weather as well. When I'm under the weather, one, when I'm podcasting, the voice, to me, I sound a little bit different. Don't know how it is coming through your speakers as I'm speaking right now. But there are things that are just not there. Clarity of mind. I know that there are things that are, I got a bottle of water in front of me and things I need to do to make sure I feel better. And I got tea I got to drink after I record this thing. And I need to relax and eat a little bit of food. And I need to take care of myself. But my mechanics, when you're doing some things, when you are hit with something that might make you a little bit off, your mechanics might be off. That's human. That's normal. It's just life. It's just life. But also, there are ways you can fix that.
I found this on the web.
Sorry, Siri. We don't care about what's on the web right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Siri was telling me she found something on the web, and I'm trying to tell you about how Stroud can get better. Step into throws. He has been blessed with the ability to not step into throws and kind of had the flick of the wrist off, not completely like horribly off his back foot, but sometimes he is on his back foot, not stepping into throws when maybe he can step into a throw, flick that wrist, drop right into the bucket. We ah. He gets away sometimes with some things that other quarterbacks can't get away with, but over the weekend against a really good defense, there were numerous times he was not stepping into throws when he can. And when you step into throws, it not only helps you out and squares you towards the throw, but your mechanics are more swift. They're more fluid. They are where they need to be. Now, if you have bad mechanics and you step into your throw, you're still going to have bad mechanics, but you're going to be doing what you consistently do. What does Stroud need to do consistently? Step into his throws. I remember, this is a long time ago. I was a kid learning how to literally throw a baseball, throw a football, mainly baseball. I didn't play football until I was in middle school in 7th grade. basketball, baseball, soccer. Those were the sports I played most of my life until I got to middle school. Then it was a little bit of soccer, a little bit of football. Stopped playing basketball recreationally in the 8th grade. But when I was learning how to play baseball, they would always say, step into your swing, step into the throw. And it was almost like clockwork. Step into it, step into it, step into it, step into it. Now, yes, this is elementary school. Yes, I'm a youngster. Yes, I don't have all the muscle that adults have, or that I have now, or that I had in middle school, but it's still easy. Repetition. Step into it. Step into it. Step into it. And you know what? The more I learn, the more I practice, the right way of doing things in the game, even when there might be something that might be in my way. Maybe when I might be under a little bit of pressure to throw that ball to first base to get the runner out. When I practice the right things happen on the field most of the time. Now, I was not the best baseball player. I would tell you this right now. I did not play very long. Your boy was not good. But one thing I realized, I learned early on, you better step into that. You better step when you throw with the right foot. The correct foot, no matter if you're right-handed or left-handed, there is a correct foot to step forward with when throwing the ball. Oh, what about this? Batting. You got to step when you bat, too. There are mechanics of batting in baseball. And Stroud, who I have never seen Stroud practice in my life. But I do believe CJ Stroud, when it comes to the mechanics, he practices proper mechanics consistently. And I know they practice things. I'm sure they practice things with Stroud being under pressure. May it be literal humans in practice, the scout team guys that are in his face pressuring him. May it be different objects that are in his face trying to detour and distract his passing lane. Whatever it may be, there are people out there in practice trying to make sure that what Stroud knows how to handle pressure, knows how to keep his mechanics right in pressure, and knows that he needs to step into throws. You can't always do it. I have seen Stroud throw touchdown passes with a guy at his feet. You can't always do it. But when you can, make the proper throw, keep your mechanics straight, and you'll be happy most of the time. A lot of the time, you'll be happy with the result. Locked on Zach Harrison. Wish we could continue it next year, but we cannot because I believe Zach Harrison's going to the NFL draft. But next year in the Big Ten Conference, there'll be something a little bit interesting going on that I did not think was going to happen next year. But it looks like the Big Ten thinks they don't want to change one thing. What is that thing they don't want to change next year? We'll discuss it next right here on Locked on Buckeyes. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster and for free. It's easy, it's free to create a job post on your LinkedIn profile. Once you do that, add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnCollege. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnCollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. So the Big Ten Conference has decided that they're going to do something that people don't think they should do. People as not just one person, but a group of people, a collective group of fans, people that are around the sport, those that are full-time in media, those that are outside of the media, coaches, players, a lot of people out there think the Big Ten should not do something next year, but they're going to do it. What are they going to do? The Big Ten Conference is going to keep divisions during next year's football season. What are we doing? What are we doing? And why should they eliminate the divisions? Is there an example this year about why that should happen? Exhibit A, 2022, Ohio State versus Michigan versus Penn State. That right there alone in 2022 should literally tell you you should not have divisions you should not have divisions next year. What else is there? Another example, look at the history of East versus West in the Big Ten championship game. Who dominates the East? I can name you 3 teams right now that are really, really good, that are better than the West teams consistently every year. I just named them. Ohio State, the team up north, in Penn State. Sometimes, well, Maryland is not good. Indiana, not good. Michigan State can be good. They have been good. They've won a Big Ten championship before. The West teams, I understand. When the first few times you brought Nebraska in, you wanted to keep Nebraska, and you want to say, oh, Nebraska's going to be X, Y, and Z. Nebraska's not what they were under Tom Osborne. They're not what they were under Bo Pelini. I don't know if they'll get back to the Bo Pelini days. I don't know if they'll get back to the Tom Osborne days. They can win another national championship, contrary to popular belief, and what people that are out there that are talking heads will say. I don't care about the landscape of the sport. Nebraska could win another national championship in college football, but they won a natty since they joined the Big Ten. They were good early on under Bo Pelini, but really they've been pretty bad. But keeping divisions is not a wise move. I mentioned Ohio State, the team up north, and Penn State, because literally if you just eliminate divisions this year, eliminate all divisions, ticket sales for the Big Ten Conference Championship game skyrocket. Because it could be back-to-back Ohio State versus the team up north games, one being in Columbus this year, the other one being in Indianapolis, Indiana, downtown in Lucas Oil Stadium. That can literally happen. Oh, you want to get multiple teams inside the playoff, knowing that next year is still probably going to be a 4-team playoff. Eliminate divisions. That's the easiest way to do it, because you're going to have 2 of your best teams in the conference championship game. You're also going to have teams that are in that game that are probably going to be in the top 5, top 6, top 7 maybe, that can move up into the top 4, 1 being the winner, 2 being the loser. You can have 2 teams in the Final 4 at the end of the season, not just this year, but also next year if you eliminate divisions. But wait, they might not even do it when UCLA and USC join the conference. Doesn't make no sense, y'all. Doesn't. Now, that makes more sense. No, it doesn't. No. I was trying to be nice to Kevin Ward and those that are in the Big Ten office. Nope. It don't make no sense at all. You know what should happen? Eliminate those divisions. You've already added 2 Southern California schools. There's a good chance you're going to add Oregon and Washington as well. So you're going to have Southern California, SoCal. You're going to have the Pacific Northwest in Washington and Oregon. 2 big brands out there. Washington and Oregon can help you in other sports outside of just the football. You could also have, now this is more big picture look, you also have Southern California schools, UCLA and USC, that can help you and boost the basketball, specifically with the Big Ten. Hey, I get it, but eliminate divisions. You literally want your conference championship game to be a moneymaker. That's why you started having one. Well, do it. Eliminate those divisions. Allow it to be more of a moneymaker than it already is. You're already going to have different TV networks broadcast the biggest trophy game, the biggest trophy game the Big Ten has on the football side of things. Well, how about you just allow things to skyrocket, allow things to get a little bit bigger money-wise, advertisers will go up. Imagine Ohio State versus the team up north, 2 out of 3 years in the Big Ten Conference Championship game. Everybody is going to eat that up. But no, the Big Ten don't get it. The Big Ten does not get it at all. Jay likes these little rants. He got another one today. I don't think Kevin Ward has done as bad of a job as a lot of people have said he's done as commissioner of the Big Ten. I don't know who is advising him or who is being someone that is pushing for this to happen, but it's the move. Divisions next year in the Big Ten Conference on the football side of things. It's still weird. Nobody else in the conference has divisions, any other sport but football. I know football's big. I know football's huge. I know football is a moneymaker. And if you want to make more money, take a book from the other sports that are inside the conference and eliminate divisions. What's it going to do? Make the conference more money. And that's what you want to do. One of the goals you have in the Big Ten Conference is make money. Eliminating divisions will do just that. Right here, guys, on a Tuesday, October 25th in 2022. Follow me on Twitter at jstevens07. I am not feeling the best. I hope I feel better tomorrow for tomorrow's show. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this show. And thank you for making Locked On Buckeyes your first listen for the day. For your next listen, check out the Locked On Sports Today podcast, the biggest stories of the day, plus instant reactions, big game recaps, and the take of the day. Available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your fine podcasts. I'm out of here. About to drink some tea. I hope you don't feel like me. Wasn't trying to rhyme, wasn't trying to be a poet, but it just came out. Guys, out of here. I'm done talking. Have a great day.